Hello everyone, this is Duke, and welcome back to my old redstone tutorial. This is my dropper dispenser clock that I initially uploaded to YouTube 11 years ago. It was actually October 21st, 2013. So we're just over 11 years. If any of you have seen this video on my channel, it's probably from the time I redid it, which was in April 18th of 2016. And up until recently, this design that I came up with has worked really well, and I've been very satisfied with how it's held up. Unfortunately, that is no longer the case. Let's take a look. Up front, we have a dropper or dispenser, whichever one you're needing for your specific project. Lay out a comparator facing out from the back of that, running into a repeater, and then rounding to the right, we have a couple redstone dusts, followed by a repeater that's facing into a block. Finally, 3 more redstone dust on this side, one which of course goes back into the comparator. And if we input any sort of item into the dispenser up front, it will begin dispensing them until that number has completely run out. For the last 11 years, this has worked really well. But I received a comment from a user called Zane9710 on my 2016 tutorial the other day, but they had mentioned that something had gone wrong. Now let's take a look at exactly what that means. So with our current setup as is, if we fill this dispenser all the way, you'll see something demonstrates a little bit differently than what you'd expect. 1 diamond was dispensed, the others were left in here. And of course it works with a single stack, but not 9. If we take away 1 stack, nothing updates. If we take away 2, then it starts to function as we recall. I understand that in 1.21, some things with redstone dust have updated, and this is probably a question for those who are a little bit more well-versed in redstone than I am. But if you're interested in keeping what we currently have, I do have a solution. This time, however, rather than a 3x4, we're going to step it out 4x4. Let's place our dispenser back where it was previously, along with whatever sort of solid block we had chosen for this project. Directly out the back, another comparator, a redstone repeater here, fill in the gaps. You've seen this before, right? But let's solve this. If we take these 2 pieces of redstone dust out, pull it away, and face it back in with another repeater, all of a sudden, when we load up this dispenser all the way full, you'll notice it does seemingly work. It might be a little bit slower, but this does solve actually the circuit that we had before. As you recall, when we put a full set of 9 stacks of diamonds or any other object in the dispenser, this power stays on. It locks. By being able to separate it out and have a repeater itself facing into the comparator, this seems to have done the trick. If you're interested in keeping my exact design from before, you can keep it going as long as there are 7 or less stacks, or you're playing on an older version of the game. Anything from 1.20.4 and previous will still work as it always has. The version on the left here will introduce the ability to take this design forward into 1.21 and hopefully the future. Now, with that being said, I'd be doing a poor service to the redstone community if I didn't talk about other designs that have come out since. So if you recall, in 2013, when this design was originally made, the observer block did not exist. I know the hopper block was in the game, and if you're familiar, there are a few different editions of hopper clocks and clocks using observers. So if you're interested in using one of those components, feel free to do that. However, recently I found a design by the user Plurplex, which I will link down in the description below. And it was a very simple design, very reminiscent of this level of redstone circuitry, which doesn't involve any hoppers or any observers. And I think for the sake of this, I should show you how that works. First of all, we place a dispenser out front with a solid block coming off behind it. Immediately off to one side, we place a redstone torch, and off the redstone torch facing away from the dispenser side, we put a single repeater and we set that back a tick. Then we simply wrap this with redstone dust, and you'll see it is continuously trying to force something out. You'll see that even with a full dispenser's worth of items, the dispenser will continue to function as intended. But I will say that I have not stress tested this design, so there may be some issues. One that I've noticed right off the bat is that, unlike mine, which sits idly quiet when there's nothing inside, this continues to produce noise as the dispenser will continue to fire because the clock continuously runs. Be sure to go check out Plurplex's video. Again, I'll have that linked down below, and I do think it is worth checking out, mostly due to the small nature of this design and the overall lack of resources. However, if you're looking for something that uses observers, uses hoppers, or is an entirely different design that is more applicable to modern Minecraft, perhaps we're just at that point where I need to understand that my design is in the past, and unfortunately, its journey has come to a finish. But I do appreciate everyone who supported that video for so many years. It's by far the biggest video on my channel. I don't do a whole lot of redstone, but I do enjoy it when things work. And I thought it'd be wrong not to talk about this design one final time as it rides off into the sunset forever. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.